Hello, everybody. Hello. Caught in a heat wave, tropical heat wave. Woo, hot out here. Yep, but that's all right. It's going to cool down. It's summertime and the living is easy. And what are we going to give you today? Your trends in the news. Remember, the trend is your friend. And we're the only ones in the world giving it to you. Socioeconomic, geopolitical, high tech, you name it, we're giving it to you like nobody else is. History before it happens. So what went on in the markets today? Well, the NASDAQ's not doing good. Oh, not great over there in Asia. Europe's not doing well at all. But don't worry, hey, it'll be okay. It'll come back. No, it won't. We warned this was going to happen, and it's happening. The worst is yet to come. So the Dow, it was up a little bit today, like 50-something points. NASDAQ down, S&P down. Oil's floating around $90 a barrel. $90 a barrel. Because Russia and Saudi Arabia, so we're cutting back on supply. It's a supply and demand issue. Demand is low. We're cutting back on supply. We had forecast that Brent crude will hit near $100 a barrel. We did that in the beginning of the year. And now we're getting close to it. So if it hits 95, you say, oh, you were wrong. You said it was going to go to 100. Nobody said this before, very few. So that's going to bring inflation way up. And that's going to hurt a lot of economies. China's renminbi hit 16 years low after exports tumbled in August. Oh, exports tumbled? You mean there people around the world are buying less? Oh, there's no recession. Everything's great. It's okay. Again, the numbers are terrible here. Manufacturing decline in South Korea has extended to the longest in nearly a half century. No, it'll come back. It'll come back. Everything's just perfect as it can be. Readings in Japan, activity dropped for the 5th month in a row. Taiwan indicated contracting factory output and noted weaker foreign demand. This thing's going to go down big, it's going to go down hard, and it's going down global. China's manufacturing sector down for the 5th straight month in August. 5th straight month. And much more. You ready? Vietnam, a key exporter of garments and textiles, footwear, and wood items, as well as electronics, reported that second quarter exports fell 14%. So it's not only because we're not buying from China. Oh, by the way, all you fucking political pricks, all you fucking warmongering scumbags, I grew up during the Vietnam War. Yeah, and by the way, I was too stupid. I believed the bullshit they were sending out. If we don't stop those Vietnamese, those dominoes are going to keep falling. And before you know it, they're going to hit the shores of California. Not making that up. Not making that up. All the fucking scumbag politicians that promoted the Vietnam War, we hate those Vietnamese, those commie Vietnamese. Same liars like now. And by the way, the only reason I didn't go, because I didn't want to get shot at. That's why I avoided the draft. But I was stupid enough to believe it. Unlike these lying little pricks like that guy Blumenthal up in Connecticut. Yeah. Who lies that he said he went to Vietnam and he didn't. He was a fucking draft dodger like Biden. Yeah. Anyway, so I admit it. But going back to Vietnam, we import, that's our second largest importer of clothing and shoes. And by the way, I went to Vietnam in 1996 with my buddy. And we were among the first Americans that went there. And they were very nice to us. Only got in one argument. But I'm making the point is that they teach you how to hate these people. But hey, we could do business with them. We could buy our stuff cheaply. It's okay. All right? But I'm also bringing Vietnam in because they say exports are down in China, but they're not going down around the world. and that people are buying more. It's a lie. And that's why we're giving you the facts. Thailand's economy also grew at a much slower pace. So it's not only China that's going down, and China brought it upon themselves. It's all in your Trends Journal. Spotlights on China week after week. Germany's industrial boom deepens as production falls. Oh. The 0.8% month-on-month decline reported by Germany's statistical office exceeded the 0.5% fall forecast by Reuters. Blah, 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 blah. Again, this is, all right, this is a quote. Germany's industrial production continues its nosedive, and even diehard pessimists are getting frightened, said Karsten Bresky, an economist at the Dutch bank ING, who calculated that the measure is still 7% below pre-pandemic levels. Not a pandemic. It was called a pandemic in March 11th, 2020, when only 4,219 people died. But people call it a pandemic. But let's now go back to what he said. Still 7% below pre-pandemic levels. Okay, this is why you subscribe to the Trends Journal. Germany was that far away from a recession going into 2020. The numbers stunk back then. And now it's 7% below when it stunk. This thing's going down big, it's going down hard. But don't worry, when all those fails, they take you to war. So we'll all get our brains blown out in the next war, and everybody will be fine. Especially those people in bunkers. They'll be very happy when they come out. They'll be happy days are here again. I mean, this goes on. Europe's largest economy, it's the fourth largest economy in the world. The fourth largest economy in the world has shrunk or stagnated for the past 3 quarters. Again, this is all old news to Trends Journal subscribers and what it means. You ready for this? Lagarde warns ECB over forecasting errors. Christine Lagarde said the European Central Bank must do more to explain why its forecasts are sometimes wrong. Because you're a bunch of arrogant fucking bureaucrats. You're scumbags who can't get a job in the real world, and you swallow political shit. Because you are part of the club that we hate. Hey, politicians, who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? And you get it back of the shirt, in case they can't see the front. There they are. You go to trendsjournal.com, trendsjournal.com, and express the way we feel about it. So this is the Lagarde that bullshitted along with Powell and Ms. Fatchabrut Yellen. Inflation's only temporary. It's only transitory. And of course, in a new woke world, it's transgendatory. So what else we got here? Rate cut delays deepen economics gloom. This is from the Financial Times. Persistently higher interest rates in leading economies mean global growth is likely to slow next year after shit. And it's going to get worse. If they raise interest rates in the coming weeks in the United States and the EU, boop. Here, peak freight shipping season has a lackluster start. That's the Wall Street Journal. This week, shipping feels the pinch of shrinking trade volume. No shit. The data's all there, but you're not getting it from the mainstream media because they're prostitutes, they're media whores, they get paid to put out by their corporate pimps and the government whoremasters. And by the way, if you go to Wikipedia, I'm the guy that came up with that name. All right, here's a Wall Street Journal article. Shift to electric gets $12 billion in funds. Money from Washington will help automakers retrofit factories. The Energy Department said it's planning to provide up to $12 billion in funding for automakers to retrofit existing manufacturing facilities. There's a guy, a paisano of mine that I'm not fond of. His name was Benito Mussolini. Mussolini said the merger of state and corporate powers equals fascism. And this is fascism. Who the fuck are they to get my money to retrofit? Who the fuck are they? Oh, calm down, Celente. We don't like your language. We suck up the shit that they deliver. Now, if you didn't use that language, more people would listen to you. Fuck off. Fuck off. I'm pissed off. Because he was not angry when there is just cause for anger is immoral. Why? Because anger looks to the good of justice, you ballless little clowns. And if you can live amid injustice without anger, you little sons of bitches and daughters of bastards, to be equal. And if you can live amid injustice without anger, you are immoral as well as unjust. So, for all you Bible readers, that's St. Thomas Aquinas. What else we have? Oh, you ready for this? Qantas sold tickets for routes it never intended to fly, and they fired this guy. They lied. They lied. It said the airline had engaged in false, misleading, and deceptive conduct by advertising tickets to more than 8,000 flights scheduled from May 22 to July 22nd that it knew it would never fly. A little fucking prick criminal bastard was ahead of this. And we wrote about him in your Trends Journal. Remember, this just came out in December 1st, 2020. Right? Qantas, Australia's national airline, said it will demand that all international travelers provide proof that they've received the coronavirus vaccine before flying. Alan Joyce, the little prick, the little fuck that made up this lie, a little scumbag, arrogant prick, said, quote, whether you need that domestically, we will have to see what happens with COVID-19 in the market. He told 9 News last week that the move will go into effect after the vaccine is widely available. But certainly for international visitors coming out and people leaving the country, we think it's a necessity. We think arrogant fucking criminal pricks think. So you think and swallow what they think. All right? That's your Trends Journal. We call them out before it happens. And that's why you need your t-shirt. Hey, politicians, who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? And speaking of which, Zelensky, despite what everyone says, counteroffensive is pushing forward.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. That is bullshit. Bullshit.
Zelensky. Yep. Russia has lost and is now, quote, a diminished power after not achieving its goals, Western officials say. This is in today's Cartoon News Network top story. Western officials, official pieces of bullshit. Yeah, there's Zelensky playing a piano with his prick. Yeah, clap, everybody. Yep. Speaking at a briefing on Wednesday, the official piece of shit, the official announced that Ukraine's progress has been incremental and slower than anticipated, but, quote, this could be a very long struggle over territory, but in terms of war and what Russia was looking to achieve, Russia has lost. All right? Russia's lost.
Bullshit.
Yep. The notion that somehow Russia can win, even if it retains that territory that it's got, and that is victory, is insane. All right? So swallow their bullshit. Russia's going to win. Ukraine's going to lose. But they may take us to nuclear war because bullshit Blinken over there, the daddy's boy. I went to Dalton. I went to Harvard. Don't you know who my daddy was? Just stole another $1 billion of our money to give to Ukraine to keep flooding the drilling fields. Criticizing Ukraine's counteroffensive doesn't help, the White House says. No, can't criticize it. That's misinformation. We've all seen the criticism by anonymous officials out there, which frankly is not helpful, Kirby told the reporters. We have noted that over the last 72 hours of some of the notable progress in Ukraine armed forces, blah, 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 blah. More nothing more than
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
it's Kirby shit. U.S. European allies seek long-term aid for Ukraine military. Isn't that nice? Yep. Isn't that great? Yep. So, again, we're leading up to war. And if we don't have peace, it's going to be hell on earth. And again, we're giving you everything we can that you can't get anywhere else. No magazine in the world provides what we give you. So here's where it's getting worse. Japan plans to spend a record $53 billion on defense. Oh, the lovely Japanese. Oh, yeah, the bomb Pearl Harbor. Isn't that great? Oh, in Germany, the lovely Germans, they're spending more money on national defense too. And then there's the coup in Gabon. It brings abrupt end to 55 years of family rule. And then what's going on? Tens of thousands of protesters converged outside the French military base in Niger. The thing is heating up. They've had enough. The French, I love the word they call colonists. Little fucking murderous pricks that go into countries and kill and steal to get anything that they want. And they call it colonies. Isn't that a nice name? So anyway, they've had enough of Western hegemony. And the BRICS are uniting. The dollar's going to die. And the end is coming near. And what else do we have? A whole load of articles coming up this week again in the AI. These are just some of them. Business version of ChatGPT unveiled. Progress in AI now threatens office workers. AI expected to bring gains in output. Schools shift to embrace. These are just some of the AI. Personal essay on chatbox. Colleges wrestle with AI. Property companies use AI to lower carbon footprint. AI revolution is just coming. AI copies your voice, then calls you up on the bank. Google turns to AI and iCloud, on and on and on. We're giving you everything we can to give you the best we can. Subscribe to this channel. Get the word out before they get us out. Because we're in very difficult times. United we stand, divided we fall. And support Occupy Peace. And don't forget to watch the great interview I did with the man of men when it comes to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, Judge Andrew Napolitano. It's right on this site. See you soon.
The Trends Journal, the best investment you could make, because it's the best investment into your mind, and it can change how you look at the world.
His work is actually a gold mine. Anybody interested in politics, political trends, economic trends, social trends, cultural trends, you have to follow him. Gerald Celente.
The Trends Journal is one of the greatest sources of information, and and it really is. You're predicting these things well ahead of time. I would encourage everyone to go grab the latest copy.
Been a Trends Journal subscriber for 20 years. I just have to commend you. What you guys have put together in your latest Trends Journal, there's nothing like this out there.
Sir, everything that you predicted about the economy, you were absolutely right. So I have followed you all this time. So please take a look at the Trends Journal.
You correctly forecast that the Fed would hike rates quite aggressively, correctly said that initially gold and silver would drop as the Fed starts to raise rate to 1.5% and above. When we spoke last, Bitcoin was around 49,000. You said you expect to drop, and if it drops below 30, 35, then it could really drop.
Trends Journal, which I would encourage people to go and check out. It's actually a 200-page document, pure data-driven analysis.
Gerald Celente, the top trends forecaster in the world. Gerald, you had an interesting call back in September of last year. You said gold had bottomed, which is exactly what happened. And here we are, and we're above $1,900.
Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happened at trendsjournal.com.